Just a quick video here. I'm noticing something, and it is that prices are going up hugely from one day to the next. And what I'm also seeing is that I think what's happening is everyone has been cut off of drug money, money laundering, illegal drugs. And anyway, a lot of the economy has been. Probably certain favorite people still get to be involved in it. Otherwise, they'll blow things up, but a good portion of the people are getting bumped out of money laundering. And because of that, prices of everything is going up because they don't want to change their lifestyles. If the traffic court even has a lifestyle, but I don't know. I mean, their hair is all cut, and they're wearing decent looking clothes. So, I guess they're doing better than I am. And I just noticed too, they said on the radio, the price to have a car towed is going up from, get this, $125 to $195. Now, who would have their car towed except for the poorest of people? That's what they did to me when I was like 4 days away from getting the first paycheck I had in 13 months. And the chief of police at the time knew it. He knew it, and he had his cop pull me over, okay? Even though I had already told him that I was going to get it taken care of as soon as I got my first check, my Social Security check. And my first Social Security check back then was only about $1,150. I had not paid my daughter-in-law rent in a year, okay? I was 3 weeks short of being able to pay to get my broker's license when my knees blew out. Not to mention all the other things I've already written about in my channel, but he decided to have me pulled over like 5 blocks from home at night, in the dark, knowing the guy who raped me was coming to Ohio to take care of some business, okay? Left me to walk home in the dark. An old lady who had been raped, who was afraid, okay? And they towed my car. My first $1,100 Social Security check went to pay $350 to a fucking towing company. They're in cahoots. They're in San Jose. The fucking bikers own the towing companies. They can tow anybody they want to, anytime they want to. Just like doctors can lie in their records. The towing companies can say, oh, well, they were parked over the line. Or everything is crooked. Everything is crooked. They say they're going to clean it up, but I don't think so. Because what I saw yesterday when I went to pay that $120 to make it a crime, what they did, I had to pay it. Because if I didn't, they were going to make me pay, all right. And I needed to consummate their crime, which was extortion. There was a clerk there, and she was going through file after file after file after file and making a new file, printing something out and putting it in the new file. She's going through years and years. This is why when I got that release of lien for the fraud, the unemployment office in Washington got on me, and I said, you know what, I'm putting a lien on you on your fidelity bond because you are committing fraud. I gave you guys the evidence that I was legitimately receiving the unemployment, and now they came back and they were charging me for every amount that they had given me from the time I originally filed. They did that to a whole bunch of poor people who couldn't file it. I was losing my home. Anyway, they were coming after me for the money, and you know what? I said, you're committing fraud. I got a hold of the governor. I didn't tell him what they were doing. I said, you need to get a hold of somebody there who can straighten some stuff out for me. And he put me in, it turned into a fiasco for a little bit, but when I got to the top dog finally of that department, And I was like, I have proof you committed fraud. I've got your fidelity bond number, the contact information, the policy number, and everything. And I'm going to file a claim against you for fraud. The whole department. You know what? I should have filed that claim anyway. But she goes, oh, don't, I'll get this taken care of. She had been bullshitting me for a while. And finally, when I just got down with it, and I said, listen, you're not willing to look into it, and you're still willing to proceed with your fraud against me? Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. I should have filed the claim anyway, because those kind of people need to be fired. They need to be fired. And they are going after the little people so hard, and they're blaming all the foreigners. Oh, it's all the foreigners, you know. Bullshit. Anyway, so yeah, I kept, to this day, I have that lien release because I don't trust them. Just like I've kept all of the documentation about the IRS when they started coming after me. I kept all of that. Because at any time, just like this bullshit that I paid yesterday for $121, 9.5 years ago, an illegal pullover, and I didn't even commit an infraction, come to find out. It's all in their recording, but the judge still was going to hit me with a fine. If they pull you in, you're going to pay. You're like every court. And you know what? I've got her information. I'm going to research it. I'm going to be bitching about it online. I am going to be bitching about it online. Okay? Because they're not auditing the right people. They need to audit Congress. They need to audit the IRS, just like Mike Gill is talking about. They need to go Angelo Mazzillo never went to prison. Lynn Luce never went to prison. Those are the ones I've got my teeth sunk into. You know, not just them, the ones over at Chase. You know, oh, they're all just, and then Sean Portman was such a smoke and mirrors for everything. He really was. It was obvious. But anyway, okay, I'm bitching. I will probably go ahead. I wish now, I keep everything for years. I used to have tax returns going back to like 1984, you know. I'm not afraid of the tax man. And you know what? I know I'm not afraid because very rarely am I wrong. And I don't chase stuff if I'm wrong or if I don't believe it. You know, if I'm not 100%, if I'm just trying to get over on something, it's like, okay, I didn't get over. I got caught driving with my telephone because I was hanging up when the signal changed. And what did I do? Yeah, I did that. That's true. Okay. And when he pulled me over, guess what? I was wearing my seatbelt that day the same way I was wearing it when that woman pulled me over without a probable cause to pull me over. But the judge said he didn't like the way I was wearing my seatbelt. What bullshit is that? They're gonna get you. And now, you know what? They're gonna have to stop. They've got to stop because they're killing the little people. It's destroying the little people. Because you know what? They don't piss upstream. They don't piss upstream because they're all a bunch of chicken shit cowards. They're not going to piss upstream with the people in this the big guys in this country. Oh no! Although they did try to get Trump, they tried pretty hard to get Trump, but I think they were trying to get him for all the reasons. And they're so fucking stupid, they don't even know how to present their case. That's the thing. They're all a bunch of dummies. They really are. If you wanna be stupid and blind, go work for the government. Who did they hire? The worst of the worst, Kash Patel. He was in the PayPal mafia back when they hooked up with eBay, and talk about screwing us over for eBay. Well, they knocked that off. Somebody knocked it off. You know, they get wise to it. You know, so whoever works for the little people, and they're few and far between, they try to change things. So God bless them. And I probably will. I should have filed a claim on that Broadway back in Washington State. They knew they were going to be committing fraud. okay? And it was class action like stuff. What did they come up with? Oh, the Nigerians, they think the Nigerians hacked their computers and stole their digits. No, they didn't. They stole the digits.